Hey guys, welcome to the video. So you guys might be thinking right off the bat, what's going on? My most recent video said 7 days out, and that was clearly over 7 days ago. So the reason behind this is the last week has been just some tornado.
Wait, let me see it. Okay.
He's got tricks up his sleeve.
He's got bunny. I didn't know he had bunny.
You want to see the most beautiful thing I've ever filmed?
Whirlwind of stuff happening, especially because the final week before a competition, there's a lot of last minute things you're doing, and also because of the lack of energy, it's just hard to film, edit, and do business and the competition and everything at the same time. So what I did the last 6, 7, 8 days is I filmed everything. I filmed as much as I can. However, I did not edit. I focused my entire mentality, all the energy, every single last molecule of ATP in my body towards looking my absolute best on competition day. The competition was a few days ago. It was on Saturday, and today is Thursday. So I have all this footage backed up, and what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna edit it, and I'm gonna be releasing it over the next few days. So you guys are gonna see me like, for example, this video is gonna be like 5 or 6 days out. Then you'll see another video which will be like 2 or 3 days out, then like 1 day out, and then like show day. And the reason behind this is I know it sucks because I'd love to have videos released immediately after it happened, right? Nobody wants to watch a video of footage that happened like a week ago. However, you have to like give and take. If I release the video immediately and I edit it in like 20 minutes in between like training and tanning with my show the next day, the video would come out terrible. And on my channel, I really do focus on ideally quality over quantity. If I need a few extra days to make the video as best as I can, but it's gonna be my absolute best work, I will always choose that over releasing something like just kind of like quick and you just kind of like crap it out and you're like, here you go guys, here's this video I put together in 17 minutes. And unfortunately, because I do all this stuff, you know, by myself in terms of video, Jordan is like a godsend. She helps me so much.
I'm the best.
But at the end of the day, I am still vlogging, and I am still, every single video I have ever put on my channel
Feels so good.
has been 100% edited from beginning to end by me. So it's great because it's like authentic Vitruvian physique, but at the same time it kind of sucks because sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Either way, I apologize for that. Get ready for the next few days. You're gonna see the final week prior to my competition, leading into my show day. And no, I have not told pretty much anybody, except for my close friends and family, how the competition actually came out, whether I placed amazing or terrible. So I'm not telling you guys, I'm not giving you any secrets as to whether I'm last place and embarrassing, if that's
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
case, then that sucks, but I'll be 100% honest with you guys. Or whether I placed first place and I'm so cool and I'm going to the Olympia next year. Spoiler alert, that didn't happen. And I really hope you guys enjoyed the last few videos as we finally round out my 2017 Ascension series. Also, one last thing I want to mention. If you guys don't like this, you know, me not putting out videos immediately, and you think, damn it, Igor, you should have a videographer. If you happen to be a videographer, shoot me an email because, you know, I really do think it's about time I got some actual legit help. I'm never gonna get to a point where like I have someone else doing absolutely everything on my channel. It's still gonna be me. You know, this was created by me and it always will be a me channel. But if I can get some additional help in some ways, that would be awesome. So if you are a videographer and you are in the GTA, the Greater Toronto area, and you know, if you like fitness and if you're watching my channel right now, if you're interested, shoot me an email. I'm gonna throw it up on screen right now. And you just gotta let me know maybe some examples of your experience. If you have any like links to previous YouTube videos or any work you've done, if you can send over an example of that, that would be fantastic and I would love to hear from you. But until then, flashback. Shazam! Okay guys, so now it is 1:21. I just got back. I did about 200 calories with a cardio. I did 10 minutes of low intensity at about 4 miles per hour, kind of like a speed walk. Got, you know, a little bit of Jessica Jones on Netflix. Really, guys, you know, I think it's actually my top favorite of the Netflix Marvel shows now, more than Luke Cage. I don't like Iron Fist. And Daredevil was my number one, but I think this is beating it. The only thing that might top it is Punisher, which comes out soon. Really looking forward to that. And then I did 4 1-minute hit intervals of sprinting, pretty much like a really fast, like For me, it's a sprint right now because I'm exhausted. Like a really fast jog, it was like 12 miles per hour, 60 seconds, and then take like 60, maybe 90 seconds off, just casually walk around. And yeah, so I did that. So I burned about 190, 200 calories, which is good because that puts me at a net calorie intake today of about 1950, I believe, 1940, 1950, well below, like, you know, a good 50, 60 calories below my target. And my target is already pretty down low, like I said. Then I actually did a little bit more. We actually had a bit of a workout, and we took some photos because I kind of woke myself up with cardio. That's why, guys, like, if any of you guys are out there, you have issues with, like, you know, low energy, and you're kind of like, oh, if I'm such a low energy kind of guy throughout the day, you know, at work or school or this, I can't even exercise. It's the opposite. It's weird. It's kind of like people think that exercise is going to take more energy and make you feel like crap. No, it's the other way around. Your body does what you ask of it. If you ask it to move, to run, to exercise, it's going to respond. It's going to give you that and more. Things in motion tend to stay in motion or potentially even get faster motion. But things that are in motion tend to stay not in motion. They tend to stay stationary. I know it's hard in the beginning, but if you guys are out there and you're, you know, watching me, watching my videos, you're watching other people on YouTube Fitness, and you're kind of like, you know, and you're thinking like, I want to get into this, but it's kind of hard to start slow. Like, I mean, Jordan is a great example of this. When she you know, she's talked about this multiple times on her channel. When she was younger, she was in high school, she was a bit overweight. You couldn't run like 500 meters, could you?
I couldn't run for more than like 12 seconds.
She couldn't run for 12 seconds. And then she did this thing. It was a cool program. It was called a Couch to 5K, right?
Yeah.
Where they pretty much, it was almost like, it was like an audio program, and it pretty much...
It was a beeper, basically.
Beeper, yeah. It's like beep, beep, beep. And it's pretty much, it slowly worked her way up to the point where, you know, within like a year or something, you were running...
No, I think it's like a few months. You can
within a few months, it's called Couch to 5K because she went from running 0 to running 5 kilometers to someone who couldn't run like 12 seconds without being like... which is incredible. And it's the same case here. Start slow. You know, jog like a mile. And if it takes you, if you have to stop 10 times, you're huffing and puffing, that's okay. If you go to the gym and you can't lift like 5 pounds, you know, you can't even lift an empty bar, that's okay. Start doing like basic bodyweight stuff. Work your way up.
The biggest thing is to make sure you do a little bit more than you did the day before.
Exactly. You know, if you run 500 meters, run 600. If you run for 5 minutes,
not even.
Run 6 minutes.
2 meters. You can take it as slow as you need.
You know, just you know, really ease into it, and it's gonna benefit you. I think that we're gonna beat our physique from last year, even if it's by like 1%. That's all that matters. Because if you do it, you know, 1% improvement every year, 10 years, 10%. 10% is a big amount, and.
Can we wrap it up? I'm hungry. I need a snack.
Alright guys, so this video commentary, I want it all to be about the changes that I have made to my overall diet, cardio, my overall strategy for weight loss these last final weeks. And I want to show you guys what it's like when, you know, what happens when I hit a plateau and I'm like, it's hard, it's struggling, you know, I can get down into the low 180s, I can get down to the 170s, but to get really low, we're talking to the low 170s, for me to get down to like 172, 173 pounds, it is definitely a challenge. And it's going to take something a little bit more than what I've been doing up until now. And I'm going to show you guys 2 big changes which I made. I incorporated into my strategy about 2 to 3 weeks ago. So now we're going to be talking about whether it has worked or not and what necessarily I have done. And you know what, screw it, I'll be honest, it has worked, otherwise I wouldn't be talking about this. Number 1 is I have changed my cardio routine a little bit more. I used to do cardio basically ad hoc, meaning I only do cardio whenever I want, usually at the end of the night. I would do whatever it takes to get me back down to the proper calorie deficit. So if I'm aiming for 2200 and I ate 2400, I would do 200 calories worth of cardio to bring me back down to the number that I require. However, again, in my case, I needed to take things a little bit more seriously. So the first thing I did is I made my cardio routine structured. I was doing cardio honestly like 4 to 5 times every week for the last 3 weeks or so, which is a lot more than I have in the past. I was doing cardio regardless of what my diet was. The next change I did is instead of doing a kind of standard cardio routine where I would just, you know, jog at a medium pace or do some low intensity cardio for like 10, 20, 30 minutes straight, I started kind of doing a combination of both high intensity and low intensity cardio. I did this first thing in the morning and I did this completely and totally fasted. I'm going to show you guys right now, and forgive me if I look a little disheveled and crappy because I am exhausted and it is relatively early in the morning. So what I would do is I would turn both treadmills on next to each other. I would set one to a relatively low speed. We're talking about 4 miles per hour or about 6.5 kilometers per hour. And I would set the other one to the maximum. We are talking 15 miles an hour. It was a full out sprint. I would do about 20 seconds of the sprint, literally like I am running for my life. And then I would do about a minute to a minute and a half on the low intensity. I would just bounce back and forth between 2 treadmills. After this, I would follow up with my kind of standard routine where I would do 20 minutes of relatively low intensity cardio cardio, usually somewhere around 3 to 4 miles per hour. So it's about 5 to 6.5 kilometers per hour. And I would be, it's pretty much like a nice, good, brisk speed walk and catch up on a little bit of Netflix. Overall, the whole routine takes me about 25 to 30 minutes maximum, and it burns a solid anywhere between 250 to 300 calories, depending on how much and how fast I did it. So that was the big change I did in terms of cardiovascular exercise to get me into an increased calorie deficit. However, as we all know, as great as exercise is when it comes to weight loss, especially, these last few weeks and really getting as lean as you possibly can, I'd say like a good 70, 80, 90% of the battle comes down to your nutrition. And for that, I did something a little different from the usual course of action on my channel. Alright guys, so these are my 2 alternative meal plans. This is pretty much my solution to the final few weeks of this competition prep to really help me nail my diet. If it fits your macros, and flexible dieting it's good, and in 99% of instances it usually is completely sufficient. However, in this case, because I really want to nail down my diet, I don't even want to be like 100, 200, 300 calories over. This is a competition prep. This is the final month of a competition prep. This is how I'm gonna, this is almost like an insurance policy for me to essentially maximize my level of dietary adherence. What you do with your nutrition plan is completely up to you if you decide to ever do this. And in my case, I wanted to make sure that I'm getting good quality meals, some of the basics, obviously, in addition to your calories and your macros. For example, I am obviously going to be doing intermittent fasting, so this is first and foremost. So my first meal of the day will be lunch, usually around anywhere between 1 and 3 p.m. Lunch could start off with something very kind of bro-y and clean, for example, like chicken breast, and then I have like a salad. I love to have Greek salad, so I factored everything in there. We got some sauce, we got some feta cheese, we got some cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, all that stuff. And then we got some snacks, and the snacks don't have to be too clean. Pretty much a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, except I am using my Protein's powdered peanut butter, which is extremely low in fat and pretty high in protein. So this one makes cheating a lot easier. Also some protein popcorn. So the differences between these 2 meal plans is essentially, number 1, we have different snacks in the middle. Here we got veggie straws and stuff. And then over here we have I just had a shake. The biggest difference is the fact that I'm having a different dinner. This one is at sushi time. Jordan and I eat there all the time. If you've seen any of my full day of eating videos, I've eaten here a lot. And then this one is Basil Box. It's a Toronto based kind of Asian sensation kind of place. Shrimp, chicken, tangy sauce, shallot, edamame, rice noodles, some veggies, and overall, yes, I did look all of these nutrition information up online. So I have a good, reasonably high degree of certainty and accuracy in my information here. And overall, it comes down to a whoppingly low 2,000 calories, a relatively healthy sodium intake, a solid 6, 7, 8 servings of fruits and vegetables, depending on how much I have. So health-wise, we are okay. And then we're looking at 60 grams of fat, 180 grams of carbs or less, a decent 30 grams of fiber, that is my target, and protein is at 185, which is still just a little bit over 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. This is it, guys. This is my secret final weapon to really help me dial my physique in these last 2 to 3 weeks. So one thing you guys may be wondering is, okay, fine, that's all, cool. You have this new cardio strategy. You're doing something a little bit different in terms of your diet. You're kind of switching up the strategy, but did it actually work? And the answer is yes, because honestly, I would not have been making this video if that was not the case. So I'm going to show you guys 2 graphs right now to illustrate this, because, I could sit here and I could show you pictures of me flexing my abs and making all these crazy faces, but at the end of the day, numbers do not lie. The first one is weight loss trajectory and with a target range. By target range, I mean I have this red line, which is pretty much the minimum amount of weight loss I want to be losing. I want my number, my actual weight loss curve, I want that to be under this, because if it's over, that means that my weight's a little bit too high and I'm not losing weight at the minimum, just the bare minimum of what you want to be losing per week. And the green line is pretty much like, oh man, you're losing weight a little bit too fast almost. And essentially, ideally in my position, I want to be between the green and the red line. And as you guys see, at the end of August or early September, pretty much when I decided that I need to change my strategy up a little bit these last few weeks for my contest prep, I actually dipped over and crossed the red line, I think 2 or 3 times. And that's what told me, all right, Igor, you're not even at the minimum anymore. You need to get your shit together and you need to fix it. And obviously, as you guys can tell, I went back under the red line and finished somewhere in the middle. And that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. A nice and healthy, but still reasonable speed of weight loss. And the second graph I want to show you guys is pretty much weight versus calorie intake. This is the most important thing. This is pretty much like the best piece of evidence you can get for September, this is your diet. Stick to it and it works. Don't stick to it and it doesn't work, or it doesn't work as much as you'd like it or as fast as you'd like it. And as you guys can tell, the orange line is my net calorie intake. And as you can tell, on most days it is okay. It is somewhere in that low 2000s, but there are these random spikes. You know, there are days when I would overeat to 2700, 3000 or more in some cases. You know, it's weekends, it's birthday parties, it's celebrations, it's things like that. You know, let's be honest, I am only human. My dietary adherence is not a 10 out of 10. I wish it was, but it simply is not. I would probably give it like a 7 to an 8. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to change this these last few weeks. And as you guys can tell, it's pretty much since mid-September, these last 2 to 3 weeks of the competition prep, that orange line, it stopped having these big bouncing upswings, and it stayed right here around the low 2000s, even dipping below on numerous occasions. And that is when I decided to switch in terms of the diet, the nutrition plan. That's when my adherence, my dietary nutritional target adherence got a lot better due to the cardio, due to the nutrition plan, due to just me pulling my head out of my ass, let's be honest. And that's when I have actually been making a little bit more progress, especially considering the fact that progress always slows down the lower and lower you get. The less and less body fat you have left on your frame, the harder and harder each additional pound of body fat to lose it's going to be. It's much easier to lose 5 pounds when you're 200 pounds versus losing 5 pounds when you're 175, because I only have like 20 pounds of body fat left on my entire body. So yeah, these changes that I make, they were a little bit difficult, but I think they were worth it. I think it did the job, and I do think that, you know, I'm not gonna ruin anything for you guys. If you guys are interested to see what my physique actually looked like beyond all the numbers, the quantitative mumbo jumbo, stay tuned for the next episode. I think it's gonna be around 2 to 3 days out, and then maybe like 1 day out or something. Pretty much another 2 or 3 episodes of the Ascension, and then I will wrap this baby up and we'll finally put to sleep the 2017 competition season. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, especially for these long-winded, rambling number videos. The fact that you guys actually watch this is amazing, but still, I appreciate it nonetheless. I'll see you guys in the next one.